Thank you, Savannah, for giving me the floor. Good morning, everybody. So my name is Alice Monte. I actually heard about Scrum Master and Agile a couple of years back, but I was just stuck in my path. I wanted to follow what I was doing because I come from a generation where, I believe that income is a function of how much education you get, but that's not necessarily true today. So I was just stuck in that path, accumulating degrees upon degrees, and not necessarily getting the return on my investment because I am still stuck with different student loans, and the opportunities were not, coming by as fast as I wanted them to happen. So what I started getting frustrated, getting jobs that I believe were very much so below my my competence, I believe. So but I kept, in here we have to hustle. So I kept hustling, but the satisfaction wasn't there. I was just doing what I had to do to take care of, my daily routine. So I was initially, my goal was to get into, because I have a couple of degrees, but my main goal was to get into IT. I thought I could do it by myself, but because I had no one to hold my hand, I circled around for many years. And I had a friend, Georgia, she mentioned again the Scrum to me, and but it sounded too good to be true because I've heard a lot about different trainers around the area. Then last year, COVID set in, so even the little jobs that I was getting, all the companies they shut down. I was stuck. I was frustrated. Sometimes we don't pay attention to mostly to people who are around us because we don't really take what they're saying too seriously, and that was my case. So because I was so frustrated, I went back to my friend and I asked her, "Oh, what were you even saying about that Scrum again?" She gave me all the information, and so I went and I registered. And but my determination when I registered made the difference because I was very intentional about learning the skills, the Scrum skills in a timely manner, as Mr. Bernard said, adapting and adjusting to the environment. So I set myself a goal. So when I got the whole schedule, I made my own personal schedule, and in my timeline, I made a commitment to start taking attempting questions in the 2 weeks into the class. So, but before the 2 weeks, I made sure that I was present in the classroom because during the class, I could see some people who were logged in, but they were not participating. You could feel that they were doing something else. And that's why it is really important to turn on your video during the class because that could motivate or stimulate you to really pay attention. So I was very present during the classes, and I got most of the knowledge during the class, and I would take down every note that I deemed important to me. So by the second week of the class, I decided to start attempting questions. I Googled everything that I could about Scrum just to get extra knowledge. I watched YouTube videos. Those were very important resources. So the second week I started attempting questions. I felt like, well, I could try it. But, and then the third week before the third week, during the class, I will ask all types of questions. Sometimes questions might sound, you might think they're stupid, but they really are not. Whenever you have a doubt, I encourage you to ask questions, and you will get the answer that you need, because that can be the only the resource, the information that you need to unlock other blocks that you have in your mind. So I took the test. I wasn't going in to pass. I just wanted to expose myself, to have a feel about the exam. But luckily, I passed my Scrum exam. That was before the class even ended. And when you talk about being in a fast-paced environment, that was really fast to me. And I want to encourage you by saying that this is one of the easiest certifications that I have taken. So if you put in your best, you would be able to achieve it within the time frame that you set for yourself. Now, after getting the certification, I had to start job searching. So I thought I had everything in my mind. I just passed the exam. I can go in and pass the interview. I put out my resume, and thank God, Bizzall helped me to present a very professional and good resume. So I put out my resume and I started getting the calls right away because jobs are out there, and not just for market. I'm not here to sell the business. I'm telling you the reality of what I experienced, because I will hate for anybody to get themselves invested in what is not going to be productive to them, because time is, every resource is important here in this country or anywhere else. So I put out my resume. I started getting calls right away. And my goal of getting on, I wanted to get a job as soon as possible because I felt like most jobs were happening remotely. And so I wanted to take advantage of that remote, possibility to nail my interview as fast as I could. So I went in the first interview. It went so bad because I was not really prepared. I thought I had everything in my mind, but during the interview with the stress, I couldn't really express myself clearly. So that was when I realized that I had to go back to my resources, the people around me, to help me better prepare myself. My world was covered. I started making, like introducing yourself. I work on it. It takes time to really craft who you are. That's when you really put what you've learned into practice. I crafted I presented myself. I put every information on the wall because I wanted to take advantage of the remote possibility of having an interview. Just imagine, just compare the remote option you have with doing an in-person interview. You will not have any resource that you can even glance to refresh your mind. So that and build, this is your professional community. And that this is where you will get your first step and hopefully hold on to it throughout your career. So that was what I had to share about my experience, and I hope that it motivates you in not giving up, in believing in what you're getting yourself into. Thank you.
So much. Thank you so much, Alice.